Come on.
Liquid?
Try it.
I mean, it's literally on the razor's edge, right?
Yeah, I mean, what do you
Don't do that. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Syntell with the Intel, and I'm here with the beautiful Michael Clare.
We're not ready.
Hey, look, new looks, new episodes. You guys recommended Euphoria. We've loved the first episode.
Did we?
Well,
okay.
We're here. That's all that matters. Listen, episode 2 is right around the corner. Make sure you give us those thumbs up, get those algorithms properly massaged. Let's get started.
Goodness gracious. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not ready for the warning. Oh my gosh. Thanks, HBO.
That part. You know.
Oh, where are you at? So that's the kid that's like completely mean and horrible
Bully.
right now.
Yeah. No wonder he acts the way he acts. Well, one of many reasons,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean.
That's not the sole reason.
Yeah, just.
Man, how big are them stairs? Just climbing up them bad boys for a minute.
Goodness. It's interesting that they chose like his backstory to be kind of like first a little bit.
Everybody starts from something.
Good night.
Okay, now that was an interesting introduction.
Yes, it was.
That was just the intro to
Yeah, that was
before
a
the
lot.
title screen even hit.
That was a lot.
That's interesting because did it develop like a sympathy for him? Stunting like my daddy.
I don't know.
Stunting like my daddy.
Well, you get the song. You
Yeah.
like, but I don't know. I
It
don't
was
have
the first
sympathy
day of
yet.
school.
Not yet. No.
My heart was racing.
You do?
I don't know. It's still character
Yeah,
building, but it's
something.
interesting.
Yeah. No. Oh,
I
first
just
day
like
of
that.
school?
I like that there's depth.
Yeah.
I had made a new best friend, and for the first time since getting out of rehab, I was feeling good about the world.
I've got an idea. What?
Yeah.
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 That is that, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I thought that. Yeah.
I know you're not allowed to say it.
She's glowing.
I mean, they're cool before they wreck your skin.
Ugh.
Oh.
You're your family.
Gia, I need you to grab me a towel. I found her down. I gave her one basic Narcan to refresh her.
That's when they get uncool.
Time to break out the gurney.
That's
It's
horrible.
not a good look.
I win. For like a multitude of reasons.
I don't want to deal with all the fucking questions.
I still win.
Right?
Wait, you're alive?
She knew she'd tell Maddie and Cassie and the rest of the fucking planet Earth.
Of course
But
she did.
that was kind of the point.
Yeah.
She was just relieved that it was no longer a thing.
As he's walking around with
the uterus.
with a uterus and fallopian tubes.
Really?
He's gonna say something about her newfound pastime.
What's your Reddit username?
It's Incel Uprising. I'm joking.
That's what you get for asking questions.
Right?
To Biology 301.
So let's start with a little improvisation. I'd like each of you to get up and tell us a 5-minute story about your summer.
Volunteer. You have to go up on the stage by yourself?
Improv.
By yourself?
Get up and take a shot.
first
Oh,
day of-
spotlight too.
First day of school.
Spotlight. That is a
Memory?
little over the top.
Anything that had an impact on you this summer?
I got high.
No, I OD'd. I basically.
Or she's just human humor to feign you know, disappointment and fear and all that.
I'm having trouble, remembering something, you know.
Just tell us a specific memory.
Oh my gosh. Woo.
The spotlight, golly.
Doesn't help with anxiety either. Ooh-wee. Almost looks like she might even be in ICU, actually. Because it's not like a regular room.
Right.
I'm. Do I have to do this?
She's a mess, dude. Honestly, I bet it's brain damage. You're being fucking rude.
Oh, that was her best friend. Remember the one she went to for the pee test, right? Or her old friend, yeah.
When she borrowed the pee?
Yeah. I do not miss high school bathrooms. Remember, Maddie said that she blacked out, so that was the guy that she slept with in the pool.
Oh,
and remember, he
the
just
revenge
had this,
thing.
he
He's
just
got
had
those.
this whole thing about somebody hurts you, I'll kill him.
He on some Batman shit right now. Look at him.
I'm afraid for that dude.
Yeah, because he's not wound all the way tight.
I blacked out, but I don't remember blacking out.
And he does not strike me as the type to let something go.
Oh no, he said if anybody messes with you, I'll kill him. Oh, is that his dad down there?
That's
No.
his job.
Oh, I thought it was his
He knows
dad.
where he works. He looking like y'all see her tripping, right?
No, he's
in my car?
yeah. So he's gonna.
I'm 17, you fucking creep, sign the slip.
So much for that ethics thing, huh?
What?
Let me take you out tonight.
Why? I hate you.
I know.
Oh, they're not riding high, because we saw what happens the last time they rode high.
Just Rue. Rue was like, they're like biking through the orange trees and stuff.
I'm such a loser.
Oh, here comes that cloud.
Yeah.
Raining on your parade. She's working like Sephora or something.
Looks like she's buying stuff.
Cash
She's
credit.
buying Mac.
Ah!
That is not cheap either. Mac is expensive. Well, it's the amount that she got. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's expensive.
He's trying his hardest.
Handle with
Well, he likes her. Right?
I know, that's what I'm saying. He's really trying.
Mom, stop talking to him.
Excuse me, I've been dismissed.
Too many times.
But is this a cleansing? Is this a new fresh start?
Symbolism is everything in these things. And he over there fine-tuning the pill.
That's that.
The little kid.
Yeah.
What do you want?
It's at the stash house.
Dang, he eating though. Goodness.
Too late, bitch.
Hold on. You can't be in here right
You
now.
cash money?
Nah.
Yo, I just need some Ozies and some socks.
I can't help you right now. You gotta go.
Oh, wow. Is that his grandma or something?
I could fucking kill you right now. Yo, Ash, stay here.
Yeah, because you don't want some random person in there if you're dealing with somebody else's stuff, right?
No, at all.
Oh, he's about to catch it. Oh. And he can look like an accident in the rain if it's a car accident. Not that I know about these things, but you know.
I know he talks about, you know, I'll kill anybody. You know, I don't know if he'd go that far though.
I do.
I think he'd mess him up though.
No, I think he would. I think he would.
I feel like the rain is cleaning away all of the innocence, so you can see like the ugliness underneath all this stuff, right?
That's a good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it. I gotta see how the rest of the day goes before I can decide like what I feel is the relevance.
You wanna kill him?
What?
Let's fucking kill him.
Slow down.
What? That's not even funny.
I'm sorry.
That may be like the only speed she know to work at.
It's
It
cool,
is.
Cassie, sorry.
Yeah, now she feels rejected.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what movie that was.
I don't either.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
But, you know, that's what happens when you hang out with drug dealers.
Yo, Custer, toss me that bag.
Bigger, badder
check
drug
it.
dealers come.
I got 100 OPOC.
There's always a bigger fish.
Yep.
Your 20's to Addy. I'm low on Vikes. So if you gonna cop them Vikes, you better cop them today, because I got like 50 left. I got a guap of that Cali Medicinal and an ounce of Molly.
Yo.
Custer, what's the math?
She's like, yo.
15, 1135, 25, 7,750.
Everybody got heat, huh? This little dude right here.
You like that feeling?
Yeah.
Well, shit. You gonna love this.
Oh my gosh, with that knife like that?
I mean, that's good imagery, though.
I'm good, actually.
What, you don't trust me?
Yo, for real, man. She's good.
Ooh, wait.
Shut the fuck up,
I knew
bitch.
that. I knew that
Ain't
was
nobody
coming.
talking to you.
I knew that was coming.
Come
Was
on.
that liquid?
Try it.
I mean, it's literally on the razor's edge, right?
Yeah, I mean, what do you
He's like,
do?
don't do that.
Oh, see, he's in his apartment.
Mm.
Yeah, he definitely would kill somebody. I'm telling you.
And what's crazy is when it's at your crib,
Yeah.
ain't nowhere you can go.
Nope.
It's just personal.
Yep.
Same with the baseball bat from your room.
Who the fuck are you, man?
I'm the boyfriend of the girl that you raped on Saturday night?
Yeah, see, that's what she lied and said. Because remember the whole blackout thing.
I thought he was gonna do some old prison stuff.
I didn't.
Okay.
Yo, man, just let me pay for it. Got the money right here.
Ooh-wee, he's gonna take the whole thing. Oh, maybe not.
You gonna do me like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna do you like that. Straight up. You get that shit. Look at it.
He told her not to be there. Ooh, that's frustrating.
He has to do that kind of business in there with whoever that older lady is. I don't know who that is to him.
Yeah.
But that's just, he's in a bad situation with that one. Golly, I feel bad for him.
Is he gonna put on his drawers? Oh, he is.
This dude is psychopathic.
I know that song. Nothing. Is that nothing? What is that?
Oh, 80s song.
Yeah. His clothes probably got all like, bloodied. That's what I'm thinking.
Or maybe he just wants to know what it feels like to be him. Yeah, I mean, you might be right on yours. Carrie, you see that Carrie poster?
I missed it.
That's an interesting shot.
Yeah, almost like villainous, but like, Marvel villainous.
Well, it's not allowing the water to hit him anymore. It keeps the evil off, right? Allows you to live in that facade. Yeah, you can't get rid of it. I was about to say, once it's on the internet, it's just on the internet. You can't un-internet something. You see what I'm saying? Like, it may have a different effect.
Yeah, she's gonna like it, and she's gonna like the attention.
Yeah.
It's an attention thing. You know, good attention, bad attention, it's all attention. That's what they say on the internet. Is it the dude's dingling?
I don't know. What's in the box? What's in the box?
What Justin Timberlake say?
Yeah. Dig in the box.
Yep.
I was trying to see if I saw the birthmark.
Tyler. It's Tyler.
Yep. Just like his papa.
Well, he hasn't done anything yet.
No,
He's just on the.
But I'm
site?
assuming that site is one of those where you kind of like you know
what to expect.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I guess that's the best way to put it. Right?
Yeah.
So, and based off of some of the tapes that his father had stashed, which had a variety of stuff. You know, he admires his father. Probably wants to walk in his father's shoe steps, and he's going by his father's lead. Even though it's not his father directly telling him this is how he should be acting, he's doing it indirectly. Because you know all of that stuff is happening while he's with his mother. You know who he thinks is weak. So I guess you know he's walking that same path. It's just when it does come to a head, each one discovers that the other. That's going to be something interesting because it's got to come to a head, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, they got 2 seasons. We're on episode 2, so you know, there's got to be obviously some stuff that comes to fruition.
Yeah, Tyler's story. Okay, let me just ask you. Okay, so we had a really good introduction as to the backstory as to why Tyler acts and does what he does. How does that make you feel regarding his actions? Is it a justification, or nothing justifies those actions, or what?
No, I don't think that it justifies the actions.
Okay.
Right? It gives some sort of explanation.
Okay.
To the actions, but does it justify them? Absolutely not.
Okay.
I mean, but it does give us a look behind and into the experiences that have kind of shaped him into and molded him into who he is.
Right.
So I do understand that part of it. Does it justify anything? I don't think there's any justification for, you know, completely intentional and evil acts like that.
Okay.
Do you? I mean, like with the backstory, do you have a newfound like understanding or whatever for him?
I will say this, with the backstory, I do have an understanding because none of these things happen in a vacuum, right? I think that's one of the things that's going to be really important to understand regarding this series is that we're going to see a lot of people's flaws, like deep, disturbing, and tragic flaws, but they just didn't pop up out of just nowhere. There's a story behind all of those flaws, and I think we're going to end up empathizing with a lot of these people regardless of how bad it may get, and I'm getting the feeling that it's going to get bad, even worse than it already has. So I have empathy for the fact that this was a child who was brought into a world that he wasn't prepared for. He didn't have anybody to explain or maybe even say, you know, this is what you should or shouldn't be doing, or how to deal with that mental trauma that he's going through. And since he doesn't have a coach per se or a father figure that has stepped up in that kind of way to put him on the right path, he's going to make these kind of decisions where you're stalking somebody or where you feel like his feeling is justified because he feels like he's saving somebody that he loves in his eyes, even though his actions are incorrect. So I empathize, but you're right, the actions that he's doing is terrible, you know, but when you can see where it comes from, it's just like, dang, I feel bad. I feel bad for the dude.
Well, yeah, I feel bad that he had to experience what he did in his childhood.
Right.
I don't feel bad for I feel bad for the other people that he's affecting now.
Yeah. The trauma that he's bringing to other people. Right.
I feel bad for it, and I do feel bad for his childhood and his youth and all of that. Right. But I just, you know, I mean, and it's interesting because he doesn't have a relationship with his mom. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and he has a coach, but you know, obviously he doesn't have that relationship with him either. Otherwise, he would have gone to him. So he really doesn't have anybody except for Maddie at this point.
You know what's interesting to me regarding Tyler's family is they talked very briefly about his older brother, and how his older brother doesn't get along with his father, and that they just don't speak. He's pretty much like done with it. So I'm wondering the why. I mean, I have my beliefs that maybe his father may have crossed the line.
I thought that
in some way, be it physically or sexually or mental abuse or something. Something has happened to the point where the older brother is like, no, I'm out, or damaged beyond forgiveness, right? And as a result of that relationship, maybe the father has worn more kids' gloves with the younger son so that doesn't happen again. I don't know, these are all just, I'm just shooting from the hip right here.
Yeah.
But I am curious, you're not gonna bring that relationship to the forefront for us to get a taste of and see, and not have it explained later on. So I am curious to see how that goes down.
Yeah, they wouldn't have said that. They wouldn't have given him a brother or anything if there weren't some sort of explanation for that.
Right.
What did you think, speaking of like backstory, of the scenes with Rue and her dad, and how, you know, the whole initial drug use kind of came about?
So it's tragic because the father is in a position where he just can't help and be the 100% father he's supposed to be, and the things that are making his medical condition easier is the thing that is inciting his daughter to go off the straight and narrow and to become an addict. But I'm guessing and I'm hoping that he passed without knowing. So passed without carrying that burden, that he is the thing that got that started indirectly, whether he wanted that to happen or not. And I feel bad for Rue because she has to sit here and watch her father, you know, go through this horrible thing when the people that are supposed to be helping, you know, don't care. And you see, and as she's talking about how the nurse pops in for 2 hours and does nothing but play Candy Crush, you see her really caretaking in a way that's really personal and loving, like putting the water in the sponge so that he can drink, putting the chapstick on his lips and stuff, like these little small things that mean a lot that may easily be overlooked by somebody who doesn't love that person. So in order for her to get an even closer connection with her father, you know, I could understand the justification for being like, well, if he takes this, let me take this so I can spend more time with him, or maybe understand what it is that he's going through, or understand how he feels as a result of all of this, because children have curiosity. But that just pushed her off the edge and just spiraled. And then when he passed, I'm sure it was no going back after that. You know, and for all I know, maybe there's an association with the drugs and her father, and that's why she takes it as a memory, because her father takes it, or it's also a coping mechanism because it makes her feel better. It also makes her forget, you know. So there's a lot of reasons for the justification as to why she's taking these drugs.
Yeah.
How'd you feel
about their relationship?
Yeah.
It's interesting though, because he, you know, she asked him like, what does it feel like? Or what is it like when you take this? And he was like, it's not great, or it's horrible, or whatever. I don't remember the exact phrase that he used.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm curious as to why she saw that as a sign to be like, oh, let me see. And, you know, and I get that she wants to kind of feel how, like, maybe what he's feeling or something like that. I understand that in a way, but if my parent said, oh, that it's horrible, I don't know if I would really want to take that on, you know, especially if I'm trying to caretake.
Right.
So I don't know. At that age, though, when you're 13, you don't really know. You know,
13 and caretaking on top of that. Yeah, that's a lot.
You don't really know. Yeah. But it's interesting to see like how it's affected her, and how it's just like now it's just all she does and thinks about.
And then add to the fact that we got an introduction earlier in the beginning, in the very first episode, when they were talking about some of the mental tasks she's gonna have to deal with regarding her OCD. She has OCD, ADHD, bipolar, anxiety. So she was already starting off, you know, in a space where narcotics could ease the pain, I guess, or ease the discomfort of dealing with what's going on in her mind. Adds the fact her dad is sick, adds the fact it's like she didn't really stand a chance in a lot of ways with the options that were presented to her. But Rue is an interesting character because we get a chance to see her relationships with all these different people and how she revolves around them. And I thought this was a very interesting episode because we got to see two of them. and that's with Fezco, the guy that's a drug dealer, and Jules, right? Which one of those two you want to jump in real quick? Which one is more?
Let's just start with Fezco, because since it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out right now.
Right. Okay. So Fezco, we get a chance to see that he really legitimately was concerned when she was gone in episode 1, right?
Exactly.
And then jokingly, she was like, well, I got saved and Jesus is the way. And he didn't trip on that. He was like, all right, cool, or whatever, even though she was playing. But it showed to me that, he legitimately, is legitimately concerned about her well-being. And now we see her put him in a very difficult position. But yet he still is still helping her in a sense, and is as best as he can with the environment that he's in. He's helping as best as he can.
Well, and he even said that he liked her. Remember at the party?
Yeah.
So I think that he has a genuine kind of like for her. You know what I mean? But it's hard because he's in a world like we know that we think that he may have to do it to support his family, right? So that kid may be his younger brother. It seems. I'm just assuming. Right. And then either his grandmother or his mom is, sick, and so he probably had to figure out a way to financially support his entire family, right? So the only thing that he knew to do was probably that, or maybe he's seen it before previously in some way, right? Because they all have tattoos on their faces and all this stuff, so maybe we don't know.
Yeah, there's a history behind.
Yeah, there's a history behind his little brother and him both having tattoos on their faces because it has significance. So it's just he really does care about her, So I think it's just going to be interesting to see how because she's always going to come to him.
Yeah.
Because she's, she knows she can get free drugs from him, right? And now that she's on the other stuff, there's going to be a whole other level. Fentanyl.
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole other level.
Yeah.
So what do you think of him and the dynamic that they have and the little brother and...
I think Fez's arc is going to be really interesting. It's going to be a joy to watch, cinematically a joy to watch. Let me be clear. I'm curious about his little brother, or maybe it's his little cousin or whatever it is, because he's so knowledgeable about what's going on. And Fez is so knowledgeable about this. I do think that you're onto something, that he may be doing this as a very large sense of need in order to support his family, because you saw an older person hooked up to some serious medical equipment. And you live in America, healthcare is a very real, messed up, frustrating thing if you don't have insurance. They strike me as a family that may not necessarily have it. So what are you going to do? Those are some serious expenses. Serious expenses. So he's doing this. I mean, he's coached up somebody else. He's put them in the line of fire per se. But you see how on the same page they are with each other, him and the little kid. He checked out the gun, he saw what was going on, some of the subtle nonverbal gestures that was going back and forth. They know what they're doing, and he still made the right decisions, even he was put in a very difficult position. He could have easily just flipped out, get him off, girl, whatever it is, but he played it as cool as he can for a very bad situation. I like his character as regard as him just being interesting. I just want to see what happens with him next.
Yeah, well, and I was thinking too, how you were saying the brother knows, the younger child in the house knows, and Fez knows. I think, like I said, I think that it's probably something that they learned at a young age, and that this kind of passing down generation to generation.
Right, there we go.
As the financial stability without having, probably other opportunities.
Right.
I think it's interesting. So there's other characters that are in this that are just. Well, you wanted to talk about Jules.
Yeah, Jules.
Let's because there's so many other things, but let's stick with what you said. So Jules, right? So what do you feel about Jules and Rue and their relationship, and Jules and her dad, and Jules and her texting with this, and venturing out into the,
Jules is a whole other just world. Okay, so. We had talked about the first episode, and we did have a reveal that was in the comments regarding Jules. And then after the reveal, I looked and I was like, oh, okay. So Jules may be transgender, or she may not have had the transition. I don't know the full terminology to say it correctly, but he has a. Please forgive me. I'm talking about Jules. Jules is in a transition in a lot of different ways. All right, everything from transitioning to a new city, transitioning to her family being different as a result of her mother not being there, transitioning to being into a new school, finding love, having a new friendship, and all of this. So we get a chance to see all of these non-traditional transitions. I guess that's a way to put it, and how she navigates those transitions, and the fact that it is a difficult transition. I think Rue sees that and can empathize, and not only that, sees that she's a fighter. One, because that's how they knew each other. Stood up for herself. Is obviously different than everybody else, but is comfortable in their own skin. So I think there's like that attraction. It's like we're two odd people trying to figure it out. So let's try and figure it out in the safe space of both of us knowing we're trying to figure it out. There's like no judgment in the relationship. And that's what it strikes me as. And she seems like a legitimately good person who is a child trying to figure it out. So I do think Rue's character is pretty interesting. Now, excuse me, Jules. Okay. I do think Jules' character is really interesting. Now, regardless of the fact that she's trying to sort it out, she is still causing a disruption within other people within the neighborhood, and that's what's his name? Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Tyler. Okay. Yeah, Tyler and his father. So we're going to see how that disruption happens, and maybe even a disruption in the school because she pulled a knife and all this other stuff. But I think it's a character that I wasn't expecting, that I'm appreciating now that I'm seeing more of it. That was a lot.
Yes. But it's interesting because I'm not sure where they're gonna go with her character. I know that obviously the friendship is going to be there, and they're going to be there for each other, which I appreciate because you need an ally,
right?
Especially when you're a teenager and trying to figure SHIT out, right? But I'm curious to see the other side of her whole texting. And her whole going to the hotel to meet up with Tyler's dad and like what that kind of stems from. And I do wonder what happened to her mom. She was like, that's a whole other story for another, you know what I mean? So I'm just curious what happened to her and what kind of relationship she has with. She seems to have a good relationship with her dad. But we haven't really delved into what that looks like or who he is. So I'm just curious to see how all of that plays out. And the fact that Sexy Beast or whatever is Tyler, what does that look like?
Yeah.
So, I'm curious to see how her character grows and develops.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say there's one more really interesting character. The larger girl, Kat, I think that was her name?
Yeah, Kat.
Okay. So she has an experience, loses her virginity at a party. It gets put on tape, blows up in school. And how are you feeling about all of that? How she reacted, how she adjusted, which is interesting, because she's finessing her way through the situation in a way that I really wasn't expecting. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, I do think she's. I want to say smart in the way that she handled it, but she handled it in the best way that she knew how, and so she did a good job of trying to make it so it doesn't seem like it's her and being put on blast and all of that. What has come of it, though, as we've seen, is that it gives her a kind of attention that she didn't expect. That's positive attention that she kind of likes, and now she's going to sign up for this webcam site. And I just, I feel for her. I don't know.
I feel like a monster's about to form.
Oh yeah.
Because she's like this innocent thing, or at least we thought she was this innocent thing within the first episode. And now she's had the curtain opened to a whole different world of attention. And I'm not sure she's ready for that type of attention or even knows what that means. I mean, you gotta keep in mind these are children.
I think she
these
knows
are children making these decisions.
Yeah, I think she knows what it means, but I don't think she quite understands what that represents for her or does for her. So I'm hoping for the best, but I know she's about to go down this path. So what about McKay and Cassie's relationship and the whole send me some nudes, or I was trying to have a conversation with you, and I'm in college now, and I'm so how do you feel about that? And Cassie's mom, and just that whole story.
All right, so Cassie's mom, I want some backstory on that because she's obviously self-medicating. She's got a glass of wine every single time we see her, and she's faded. We have yet to see a sober moment from her, and she's raising these girls, right? And so it kind of like shines a light as to why Cassie may be acting the way she does, as a form of rebellion, possibly. Who knows? Maybe it's not getting enough attention. Who knows? She's acting in a certain kind of way where she feels that maybe the best way for her to communicate is through her body and through her sexuality. And she's with somebody who seemingly that is not the number one priority. He likes her. He knows that, she's living her life, and it's a promiscuous life. Even his friends tried to convince him of such, and he's like, nah, I like her, and spent time with her. And then not only did he like her and spend time with her, he opened up to her in a way that he was trying to confide, and she didn't understand that language. So she answered it the best way that she could, and that's through with her body and sexuality, and he didn't need that at that time. However, he was still, it didn't derail him. He's still like, I still like you, this, that, and the third, but he still sent a mixed signal in the end, and that is, let me get the nudes, this, that, and the third. He went back to that old wheelhouse that she is very so familiar with, or at least so we think.
Well, I think, I do agree with everything you said about Cassie, and as far as like that's how she probably feels love, right? That's what she associates love as attention, and just sexual attention or sexual like, oh, you're beautiful, or your body is nice, or all that stuff, or even the actual act. I think McKay, honestly, I really think he reverted back to the send me nudes thing, I'm still horny kind of thing, to make her feel better.
Ooh, that's an interesting
about the situation.
That's an interesting point.
He recognizes that that's how she feels validated and loved. So he's going back to what she knows, so that so she can feel that he likes her. You know what I mean? So that's what I thought he was doing with the whole, hey, send me some nudes and I'm still horny and all this stuff. So she's like, oh, he does like me. You know what I mean? Even though he was trying to take it to a deeper level, I think he understands that just she's not mature yet. Not on that level of maturity yet. Yeah.
All right. Let me see.
Maddie, Tyler.
Oh man. Yeah. So the tragedy and the horrific car accident that is Maddie and Tyler. We still don't know anything on Maddie's backstory, so you can't really. It would be unfair to put a lot of judgment on it.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
But we do know that she did put the boy in the pool, the man in the pool, because he's 22, in a bad situation. And as a result of that, Tyler went and made an example out of him. And there was a really weird and uncomfortable moment when Tyler was sitting there waiting for him, and he got a chance to live out his fantasy. Because I think that there is a part of him that does think he's justifying the actions that he's doing in order to save the woman that he loves. But there's a twisted element about living out that fantasy. I don't think it was 100% a selfless act. I think he got off on that. Because you don't sit there. There's this thing about proximity, right? Violence and proximity. Like if you're a sniper and you're shooting somebody in the military or whatever it is, you don't have an attachment to the person that you're killing because you're thousands of feet away or however it is. And the closer you get to your person, the more personal it is. If you're shooting somebody with a gun from 10 feet away, it's a lot different than if you're choking them. You know what I'm saying? So the proximity for this revenge was in this man's home. He was waiting for him. And he put his hands on him repeatedly, and then didn't just leave, but stayed there, took a shower, tried on his clothes. Like that's more than just I'm trying to avenge my girl. There's a whole deeper other side to that I think he's trying to satisfy. So it was just really dark. How about you?
Well, the thing is, so, he has this thing about her being pure and innocent, right? Because we saw the part where he was like, oh, are you a virgin? And she was like, yes. And, all this stuff about that, right? So I think when he goes to address this guy and he's getting revenge, I think he feels like the guy violated her purity and her, how he views her, right? So I think the way that he made it so personal, like you said, you know, the closer proximity. I think he made it so personal because that's how he sees his dad like interact in these type of situations. So I feel like that's all he kind of really knows in terms of those type of interactions. Not saying that it was a sexual thing, but just, I don't know. I just equated it to that because it was in the bedroom, and you know, all the tapes that he saw of his dad were in like a bedroom, and so I just that's how I equated it. And I do feel like, because you know, he still gave her the little nightie as a gift. I still think he views her as this symbol of something.
A symbol of purity.
A symbol, yeah, even though it was pink, you know, it's like this symbol of purity, and this is what I'm gonna do to, you know, keep you pure. It's just, I don't know. That whole situation is just a little interesting to kind of figure out.
Yeah. The violence part is interesting because he was the father from the tapes that we got a chance to see. He was really aggressive. I mean, I don't know. It's two adults making these decisions, you know, but the violence that you see on those tapes from the viewpoint of a child watching that.
Exactly.
That may not necessarily be a consensual thing. Maybe it's just a part of how he thinks a man is supposed to communicate in those intimate type of relationships. And don't get me wrong, when you're fighting somebody, it's a type of intimacy. It's a violent type of intimacy because it's one-on-one. You know, you're exchanging how you feel physically with the other person in a form of violence, but there is like a dance to it in a sense. And I think maybe he's connecting the dots with that with sex, maybe. I don't know. So he sees his father being aggressive with these women, boys, and other people of different sexual orientations, and he equates that as to how to speak, you know, with his body and with his hands. So, and then he picks another sport where violence is a part of it. I love football, but it's a violent sport, so it's another way that he can kind of like get that aggression out. But yet, there's a weird thing. Well, it's not weird, excuse me. It's a fascinating viewpoint that even though he sees his father in these sexual terms and sees the violence that's being inflicted, he's still squeamish in the locker room when there's other men around that are naked.
Well, yeah, because that makes him uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like the only thing that he knows about the male body that he's seen is through his dad and other individuals having rougher type of intimacy. Right. So it would make me uncomfortable if, you know, that's what I see and I don't really know the other side of that. Like, you know, the love side and the other ways to show affection and, you know, and be intimate. So for him, that's I don't want to call it like a weapon, but it's very unnerving, you know what I mean, to see male genitalia and not have these conversations or anybody to talk to you about what it really means or you know, other ways to use it in a not so aggressive manner.
Okay. Hey, this has been an interesting conversation. Thank you so much. Now keep in mind, these opinions that we have are just coming off the top of the dome after watching it. We haven't really had time to process it and give it to you, but that is why you watch these reactions, so that you can get the first time idea and concepts of what we come through. We are obviously going to get some things wrong. By all means, please let us know what we got wrong. Let us know what we got right, and let us know what your opinion is regarding all of this. And of course, play nice, everybody.
And no spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Please.
Yeah, please.
Help it.
No spoilers, because we do try to read all these comments. Hey, so with that being said, hey, this is your boy Syntell with Intel. I'm here with the beautiful Michael Claire.
Woo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take a breath.
I know. Okay, it's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, what you doing? Go ahead and click that subscription button, and of course, give us those thumbs up, because that's how the algorithms know you're digging what we're giving you. With that being said, yo, we up out of here. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.